Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. Thought I'd show y'all what exactly this little piece of the wildlife management area that I was going back to that butts up to the Great Dismal Swamp. And because the weather is getting a little warmer, maybe we can get a look at the canebrake rattlesnake. They should be getting out and sunning themselves. At any rate, thought I'd give y'all a quick look at the Cavalier Wildlife Management Area. This is a little bulletin board they have when you enter the area. Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I'm heading back into a little section that I like to do a little hiking stuff in the Wildlife Management Area. I see that there is more stuff that I'm going to need to pick up when I come back out of here. Tell you what, sometimes I get a little tired of picking up after other people. Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I have enjoyed a day out in the woods today. I was able to get out and I've been doing a little bit of hiking, trying to get some exercise in, because Lord, I've been doing a bit of traveling, a lot of time behind the wheel, and it feels good to get out and stretch my legs a little bit, enjoy some time in the woods. You know, I've gotten quite a bit of gear that I just haven't had a chance to use very much, and I'd like to use it a little bit before I start talking about it on the video. So I've brought some of that stuff out with me today, and I don't know if I'm going to talk to that too much to you about that or not. I brought out a couple of knives with me that I've been using for a while that I do want to make videos about, and that's what the video today is going to be about. So I've found myself a nice spot to sit down for a little while and enjoy an apple and some good old bacon jerky. God, I love that stuff. And take a little bit of a break and make a video. Alright. Now, I've already showed this knife, or machete, however you want to refer to it, in a video a little while back. This is made by a company called Aranyik, and the knife or machete is called an E-Nep. And I keep calling it a knife, but the owner, Miles, is an individual that I've had a chance to talk to a couple of times on the phone. He's outstanding fellow. He refers to the E-Nep as a heavy-duty machete. Okay, so with that, it's a heavy-duty machete, right? At any rate, in the conversations that I've had with him, I got to know a little bit about his company, about him, about how these knives are coming to be. At any rate, Miles lived a little while in Thailand. Okay, right now he resides in Hawaii, and while he was in Thailand, he got the idea to get up with some folks in a village that made steel and start making knives. And he has been doing that for a little bit of time now, and I tell you what, I am extremely impressed with his products. Now, this E-Nep, the size of it is called the K-1. It happens to be the largest E-Nep that Miles makes as of this time. There's several models that are a little bit smaller in size. Some of them have a little bit different angle to them, where you see that there's more of a curvature in the blade on the top. But when I looked at this knife for the first time, I actually see a lot of influence of the bolo. And in talking with Miles, that's true. It does have some aspects of the bolo, but this is an indigenous type of knife from Thailand, and it is a little bit different. You see that it does have that weight forward big belly for the blade, like a bolo knife, but look at the tip. It has a much more pronounced tip, which I really like, to be honest with you. If you look at the steel, and this is made out of 5160 steel, by the way. If you look at the steel, you'll see some vertical lines coming up here. These are actually grooves in the steel, okay? And I asked him about this during one of our phone conversations, and he said that these grooves were put in there when the steel was being manufactured for a heat treatment of the steel, and that a lot of steel actually is done that way, but sometimes it's grinded away with other when people make knives, because it takes away from the look of the knife. Actually, I like it. I actually think that it's rather distinctive to an Aranyik type of knife, because all of his 5160 blades have these grooves. So, kind of cool. Now you'll also notice that the edge, you'll see a darker line above the edge, and I'll show you, try to point that out to you right now. You see that? That's where it's differentially heat tempered by Miles once he receives the knives. He does that, and then he does all the grinding of the edge himself by hand with stones. Okay, so you can see a lot of work that has been put in to the making of the edge. The edge is a convex edge, and this knife was extremely sharp when I got it. Now I've got a few of these knives from Miles since I've gotten the first one, and I really like them. The handle is made from eucalyptus wood, okay, and I like the look of it. Actually, it looks pretty nice. And these knives are, I don't know how to explain them, or machete, or whatever you want to call it. He calls it a heavy-duty machete, and I agree with him. It's heavy-duty. If you're looking for a pretty knife, this may not be the type of knife or the company to look at. But if you want a knife that's just as tough as nails, that can really be used, and I mean hard used, as hard as you can use a knife or machete, then you might want to take a look at these E-Neps, or maybe some of the Latin style machetes, or the other offerings that Aranyik offers. Because I tell you what, and I think I mentioned this in the other video, and I'll put his YouTube channel in my description box, but Miles takes these knives and he really puts them through the paces. There's a video that he made with a knife very similar to this one. I don't know if it's the same size or not, but he was working on a tree stump, and he got to beating on that tree stump with this heavy-duty machete of his, and he broke out like a small sledgehammer type of hammer, like a three pound head on it, and he started beating on that thing and beating on the back edge of this knife. And I watched that video. I really thought that the purpose of the video was to destroy, the knife, and he didn't do it. Matter of fact, he kept beating that hammer on the back of this steel until he finally broke the hammer. That is quite impressive, if you ask me. But if you're looking for a hard-used knife, if you look and you like big knives, this is definitely something to look at. Now, if I was going to say anything bad about Aranyik at this point in time, and that would be that fine knife like this, and all of his knives, to my understanding, he does not offer a sheath. Now, I talked to him on the phone about that, because what good is having a awesome knife like this if you don't have a sheath with it, or you strap on your pack or put on your belt or what have you. And he said he just hasn't found the right answer yet. He doesn't know if he wants to go with a traditional type of sheath, which would sort of be like a kukri sheath, where it's wood wrapped with leather or something of that nature, or maybe come up with a different answer to the sheath. But he hasn't done that, but he's working on that. He's working on that. And I haven't talked to him lately. Maybe he's come up with a solution to that, and I hope he has. Really, that's the only downside to these awesome chopping knives, is the fact that it does not come with a sheath. And I don't know that there's really much out there except for trying to get a custom sheath made yourself as an answer. And that's what I intend to do with this. I'll make another video when I get it done. I'm going to ship this to a guy that I have done business with before that makes sheaths, and see what he can come up with for this thing. Another thing is he calls this a heavy-duty machete, and just like machetes, it has the same type of edge grind. And what I mean by that is if you look right at the handle and look up, you know, there's a good long portion of this that is not sharpened. That's something that I intend to change about my E-Nep. I'm going to bring the sharpened edge further down so I can do more tasks that would require a knife instead of just chopping with this. Again, remember now, to Miles, this is a farming tool, a chopping tool to be used and abused like a machete would be. Alright folks, I'll probably make a clip or two of me hacking and chopping on some stuff out here with this knife, but I gotta tell you, its ability to chop is just absolutely outstanding. And if you like a big knife like a kukri or a bolo or something of that nature, then maybe you should take a look at Aranyik and take a look at the E-Nep series. It is a beast. Alright folks, I'm going to have my apple and my bacon jerky now, so I appreciate you watching my videos. And remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks. Alright, here's some chopping with the Aranyik E-Nep, K-1. Well, that wasn't all that good. Let's see if we can try something else. Alright, here's some more chopping with the Aranyik E-Nep K-1. More rotten wood, unfortunately. Well, that didn't take much to knock it down. Well, as y'all can see, that was kind of rotten too. Man, if you can't cut through it, you can beat through it with this knife.